Greetings, my friends. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, and as you know, on my channel, we leave no super chat behind, therefore, Superchat Square Ups. And this is the latest Superchat Square Up, covering super chats that were left behind on April 12th of 2020 on the Inquisition. These super chats were left over when we ended because we had been running long, so I'm going to address them right now. And I want to thank all of you for your support and your patience waiting for these super chats. Hopefully, it will be worth the wait.
I doubt it, very sincerely.
Well, Harvey, you're a real skeptic and a cynic.
And an eldritch god, so shove that in your pipe and smoke it.
Well, thanks, Harvey. I appreciate that. I don't smoke, but never mind. I know it was a metaphoric diss and not an actual diss.
I don't know what a diss is.
Well, I'll explain it to you later when I diss you. Blue Dragon Balls with a 20 DKK super chat. Hail, Blue Dragon Balls. He says, hail. Any experience with mycomicshop.com? Recommendable? Well, I have not. I've not had any experience whatsoever with mycomicshop.com. But I will ask Gary. I think we're going to do an Inquisition later today, and I will convey that question to him if I remember it. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try real hard, Blue Dragon Balls. I really appreciate. I believe the DKK is Danish krones, if I'm not mistaken. But regardless, I've got 20 of them. And that's enough for the likes of me. Thank you, Blue Dragon Balls. And I'll ask Gary, see what he says. JJ with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you, JJ. Hopefully you are not the JJ in JJ Abrams. I hope you took the JJ out of JJ Abrams, in which case I would be very grateful. And JJ says, I enjoy your videos way more than new Star Trek. Well, shoot. I enjoy having my toes get stepped on more than I enjoy new Star Trek, JJ, but I'm going to take that compliment in the spirit in which it was intended, and I thank you, my friend, very much for that endorsement. I know you meant it better than it sounded. And I want to send out a shout-out again to Theta Sigma, who gave us a $20 super chat. And I'm just saying this again, just in case Theta Sigma didn't hear me before. She says, going to bed, fellows. Keep up the good work. Both of you are a godsend right now. You are very, very welcome, Theta Sigma. And thank you for being in the Inquisition for as long as you were. I really appreciated your presence, and I hope you had a wonderful sleep. And I hope you will have a wonderful sleep again. In actual fact, Eldritch Thrust Lord with a $2 super chat. Thank you, my friend. Asks, what happened to Top Cow Comics? Nothing. As far as I know, somebody else was asking about Top Cow Comics earlier in the chat. And to the best of Gary and my ability to determine, it looks like they're still in business. I guess maybe they're just not very successfully in business because not a lot of people a lot of people are asking what happened to Top Cow Comics. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about that, but, I'd say hire a new marketing department or something. I don't know. But thank you, Eldritch Thrust Lord. You, sir, are one of my arch villains, and that makes you one of the elite. So thank you, sir. And I guess Top Cow Comics is out there. I think you just have to look harder because their number, I don't know, 8, 9, 12. I have no idea. Thank you, Eldritch Thrust Lord. Mr. Wonderful himself. Wow, Mr. Wonderful with a $10 Australian super chat. Mr. Wonderful, hail, Mr. Wonderful. Says, hail, gentlemen. I feel Disney will never sell Star Wars and hang on to it out of sheer spite. If anything, Murdoch will buy back Fox dirt cheap. Won't even need Fed approval. Well, desperation does funny things to corporations. And, Disney may not have a choice if its shareholders are demanding satisfaction and their stock prices plummeted and they are drowning in debt. They may need to liquidate a lot of stuff just to stay afloat. The New York Times says that Disney is fighting for their lives. That's about as pointed as it gets, Mr. Wonderful. And I don't know. I don't think that, I think they're going to be desperate. I think they're going to have to sell shit. And why not Star Wars? God knows it hasn't been very good for them. And they haven't been very good for it. It was a marriage made in hell. It was that relationship that prompted George Lucas to compare Disney buying Star Wars to selling your child to a white slaver. not a happy match. So, Mr. Wonderful, I would not be surprised if they went ahead and sold it. But we'll see. I certainly think that's a last resort, but it's a resort they may actually have to take. Ron W. with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Ron W., my friend. He says, my question is, with both Disney and Universal owning Hulu, why are they making a new streaming service since Hulu was established with memberships? Well, I think it is greed, Ron. I think it is greed. I think that they want to have their own branded service. I think that they don't want to share revenue. They're arrogant enough to think, hey, we have so much intellectual property, so much content that, we could definitely dwarf Hulu and Netflix and everything else. Problem is, I think they're mistaken. Because here's the problem, Ron, that I perceive with that issue. Hulu and Netflix have a wide diversity of content. Disney has content that's the same. Over and over and over again, basically they have a shitload of family-friendly content, and it's just not going to have the same broad appeal as a service like Hulu or a service like Netflix that has an astonishing variety of content, stylistically and quantitatively. So, yeah, Hulu and Netflix are always going to dominate Disney. Are always going to dominate, CBS, Viacom. It just is. The ship has sailed. People are, entrenched in Hulu, entrenched in Netflix, and they just have better content. So, yeah, but I think, Ron, they want their own service. They don't want to share revenue. They think that they could be a juggernaut with Marvel and Star Wars and their own Disney library. Well, but their goodwill has expired largely. With scandals like Ollie Jones and, censoring Splash and, Lucasfilm telling fans that the Force is female and men are not welcome in the new clubhouse for girls and they can go fuck themselves. A lot of bad will towards Disney. So I don't know what to tell you. Ron, that's my assessment of the situation, and I hope it makes some sense. It isn't just crazy. Hatch 450SX. It might be crazy. I am the future ruler of Earth, by the way. And this helmet fits very tightly around my head. Hatch 450SX with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Hatch. Says, F Amazon. They removed Mandy Summers' book. Woke. Why did they remove Mandy Summers' book? Maybe you could send me a little something about that, share a little more on that situation. I'm not aware of it. I don't know what's going on. In general, I like Amazon. I think that some of their shows are some of the best shows on TV. The Expanse, Patriot, Tales from the Loop, Goliath. Over and over again, Amazon demonstrates a predilection towards excellence, at least in terms of their original programming. Philosophically, I really don't know. So let me know what they say, Hatch. I would appreciate having a little more info on that. Stephanie Little Page with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Stephanie. She says, it's a hug, guys. Aw, Stephanie, I need a hug. I need hugs. I need lots of hugs in this time of isolation and misery. I thank you very much, Stephanie. You are awesome. And so is Captain Robert April. Please subscribe to Captain Robert April, by the way. He's a good guy. Zero Depressive with 25 Rons. Like Ron Howard and Ron Jeremy and Ronnie Cox. These are the Rons I know. These are the Rons I know. Actually, I don't know what they are. I'm going to look it up real quick. What are Rons? Ron to a Romanian Lou. Ah, a Romanian Lou. Well, thank you for the 25 Romanian Lou, Zero Depressive. Much appreciated, my friend. And hail to Romania. And he says, VPNs, guys, get into that. I know. I really need to get into VPNs better. I really do. I'm just not very knowledgeable about them, but I should. I need to get into that. Thank you, Zero Depressive, and hail Romania. God, it makes me feel good to know that there is stuff all over I have a presence all over the world. My stuff is everywhere. And it's just, wow, global reach. I am beyond thrilled. Thank you, Zero Depressive, for brightening my day from Romania. And actually from back in time, because you sent this last Sunday. Lady Mist with a $10 super chat. Thank you, my lady. She says, always enjoy your shows. Thanks for the hard work. Thank you, Lady Mist. I appreciate you coming. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate your support. I think I read this earlier, but it was worth another read. Hail, Lady Mist, and thank you so much. Hope you're having a wonderful day. And all of you, I hope that you're staying safe. Molecular Arts with a $2.99 Australian super chat. Thank you, Molecular Arts. Says, bring back C3 MFO. Oh, you don't want me to come back, sir. If I come back and I see you, your ass is grass. Your hiney is miney, sir. Begging your pardon, I'm hostile to all meatbags, and I suspect, even though you are molecular, that you are a meatbag. Especially from Australia, sir. They practically all are in Australia. Thank you, C3 MFO, and thank you, Molecular Arts, for the $2.99 Australian super chat. Thank you, my friend. Stephanie Littlepage with a $5 super chat. Hail, Stephanie Littlepage, who says, that scene in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, thank King Hussein of Jordan for that. Yes, even royalty has its nerds. What scene specifically, Stephanie Littlepage? I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I'm thinking of the main scene I think about when I think of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade is the old knight saying, he chose poorly. But I don't know. Which scene would that be? Was there a scene in the palace? I haven't seen it. I've seen it maybe once or twice. I mean, once for sure, but maybe twice. I was not fond of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Stephanie, I have to say. I just did not really dig having Indiana Jones' dad be, Sean Connery playing a dork, playing an academic. I would have liked Sean Connery being the biggest badass this side of, the Federation and Kirk's Starship, Die Hard. Yeah, I mean, it would have been great if he was out Indiana Jonesing Indiana Jones. I think that'd be fucking amazing. But instead, Junior this, Junior that. God, it got old. To me, anyway. But I understand. I respect people that like it. It's my least favorite of, I haven't even seen Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I'm sure that would be worse. But, I don't know, man. I just didn't like it. But Stephanie Littlepage, thank you. And I'm sorry I can't address that a little bit better. Mark C. with a $5 super chat. Hail, Mark C. says, Frances McDormand? Morgan Freeman? There is only one actor able to play God, and that's George Burns. Good night, Gracie. Yeah, George Burns on Oh God and Oh God, You Devil and Oh God, The Goddening. I don't know how many John Denver and George Burns God movies they made, but you're quite right. I stand corrected, Mark C., and I thank you very much for that correction, sir. Eli Caro with a two $2 super chats in a row. Thank you, Eli Caro. Sorry for the delay in getting back to you. He says, Harvey, when will there be another conspiracy video?
I'm thinking that I am going to do a conspiracy video sometime this weekend and post it on Cthulhu's Realm. And I believe it's going to be on Alternative 3, although I may change my mind. I might go Alternative 4 or Alternative 5. I'll spin the bottle and pick something. I know I am well steeped in all conspiracy theories. I am a master of conspiracy. It's very much fun to think about, and it is coming, Eli.
Eli also asks with another $2 super chat, when will the Legionnaire packages be shipped? Well, I have been avoiding the post office during the duration of all this, Eli, and that has been the reason for the delay. However, I have gotten a shitload of stamps. So I am just going to put those kits together, and then I'm going to just put stamps on them and stick them in the box and not go into the damn post office, which is, to my way of thinking, crawling with zombie apocalypse germs. It just makes my skin crawl thinking about going in there and standing in line interminably for the fucking post office. So, yeah, that's what the situation is, Eli, and we will make it happen. I'm sorry, sir, very sorry about the delay, but I'll get on it. Christopher Richaud, or Richard, I think it's Christopher Richaud, with a $10 Canadian super chat. Thank you, Christopher. He says, I don't lick the like button, I pound it with a doom fist. Thank you for the entertainment while I work, you grand lords of pop culture. Christopher, you are very, very welcome, sir. And I am greatly appreciative of you, and man, you pounded the hell out of that damn thing. And that's the way to do it. Yeah, that's the way you do it. You pound the like on your MTV. That ain't working. That's the way you do it. Thank you, Christopher. Reach out. Our Fletch with the $5 super chat and a $10 super chat with some good quotes here from our good friend and Felix the cat aficionado, R. Fletch. R. Fletch says, which doctor? Doctor Who? Yes, that is who we were talking about. That is the question, the ultimate question. Doctor Who! Doctor Who! One of the best endings. I'm glad Gary agreed, because that's one of my favorite endings. Certainly my favorite Matt Smith ending, for sure. Holy crap. Thank you for that $5 super chat. And then he rolls right into a $10 super chat with another quote. Let them eat static. Of course, from Wrath of Khan. Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. They're hailing us. Let them eat static. Ah, Kirk, my old friend. Do you know of the Klingon proverb that tells us revenge is a dish best served cold? Well, it is very cold in space. Thank you, R. Fletch. I love a man that knows a good Wrath of Khan quote. Yeah, or are you a lady? I don't know. R. Fletch. It sounds like a kind of a, like a manly name. R. Fletch, like R. But it could be Rosario. Could be Rebecca, Rachel. So I did not mean to offend or assume. Hail R. Fletch. M. Dastardly with a $10 Canadian super chat. Hail M. Dastardly. And you have, I think, a key comment for these modern times of ours. M. Dastardly says, it's what happens when people going to classes that award participation trophies for everything and never hear your writing is trash, try harder. This is what we get when they enter the working world. A effing men are M. Dastardly. A effing men. You are absolutely 110,000% correct. The scripts stink because these people lacked the discipline to become great writers. You've got to have one thing if you want to be a great writer, self-loathing. You've got to. You've got to question everything you do. You've got to examine your prose, not with acceptance and love and tickledness at how clever you fucking are. You've got to look at every sentence like it's poison. You got to look at every sentence like it's going to stick your head in the toilet and give you a swirly. You have to question your word choice. You have to rewrite over and over and over again, especially at the start when you're just learning your craft. You've got to vary your sentence structure. You've got to vary your rhythm. You've got to not use the same word 3 or 4 times on the same page, unless you're doing it for a very specific effect. It is hard. It is not easy. People think, oh, I can read, I can write. No, sir. No, you cannot. And but that's what these assholes in Hollywood think, and that is why all their shit stinks. 2 hands. Hail 2 hands with a $10 super chat. Hail 2 hands. He says, Gary and Doomcock, please check out a new documentary on YouTube called Out of Shadows. It talks about how the corruption in Hollywood and the media ties in with the government. You will never be the same. 2 hands, I think you may have tweeted that to me recently. In fact, I started watching that just yesterday. I ran out of time. I mean, I watched about, I think, the first 10 minutes, but I'm going to return to it. It seemed very interesting. And I'm looking forward to settling down and watching a little bit about corruption in Hollywood, Two Hands. Thank you for that $10 super chat. Thank you for the tweet, if indeed you were the one that sent it to me. And I will absolutely check out of Shadows. I think that's a damn fine thing to do. And finally, we have Rod Thunderheart with a $20 Canadian super chat. Hail, Rod Thunderheart, author of See Through Love. And that's a pretty good book, by the way. And Rod says, Hail Gary, hail Doomcock. Apparently, WWE has decided on live programming in an empty performance center. They had pre-taped shows because of virus that cannot be mentioned, but return live shows. But I guess stars are pissed. I think that's odd. I think that's odd. If they have pre-taped shows, why the hell don't they just go ahead and exhaust their library? I mean, just let people know that this is a pre-taped show and, so there won't be any recriminations. That's really, really weird. Rod Thunderheart, dude, thank you very much for that very generous $20 Canadian super chat, and thank you for that update. That's really weird. I think sports, sports events in empty stadiums and arenas are just so hollow. They're just hollow. It's just very sad. I mean, it's I'd rather just not watch anything or watch a rerun, from way, way back, something 10 years ago or something, like a World Series or something back then. I just don't get it. It's really weird. But thank you, Rod Thunderheart, for that. And Alfred McKay with a $2.79 Canadian super chat. Thank you, Alfred. He says, how about a gender swap of Three's Company? Where the towels I'll read hers and... Actually, it'd be his and hers, perverted orgy too. I don't know. A guy and two chicks is a beautiful thing, and two guys and one woman is perverted. Well, and on that note, applying my double standard, that concludes this Super Chat Roundup, or Square Up as the case may be. Actually, I misspoke. It's not Roundup, it's Square Up. This is not a insecticide. It's, it's a show. And this is from April 13th. Sunday, the Inquisition. I want to thank all of you for your patience, and I'm putting this up on the Harvey Zone now, and I hope to see you again for the Inquisition. Actually, I'm about to do one this afternoon, and also this Sunday. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Dooncock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry.